Kind of lonely in here today, Mr. Hookie Borhazel.
Yeah.
Well, just you and me, buddy. You and me. Yep. Bud Driscoll. Don't know where he's at. He's gone for a whole week. And Hiram Clapsaddle. I think he's off seeing about a personal matter. So it's just me to welcome you to Old News Update. I'm Izzy Fitz, along here with my good buddy Hookie. And let's shout out to our sponsors. What do you say? Eagle Crest Retirement Community, 1501 East Magnolia, Headley's Clothing, 1829 South 9th, Smoky Hill Museum, 211 West Iron. And I want to shout out to somebody else. Hookie, you never met this fella, but he was a good kid. His name was Chad Eubanks. And I noticed on Facebook the other day, he just became a papa. So best of luck to Chad Eubanks. He's no Hookie. I'm Hokey though. And I'm going to start off my Hokey report with this. Dateline Codell. For 3 years in a row, 1916, 1917, and 1918, the northwest Kansas town of Codell was struck by tornadoes on the same day, May 20th of each of those years. The first two twisters damaged property, while the third killed people and injured dozens in and around the unincorporated community in Rooks County. Codell is located north of Hayes. The incredible coincidence was mentioned in a well-known publication of the time, Ripley's Believe It or Not. While the first two twisters glanced along the town's east and west end, the third went into its heart, said Sue McFarland, coordinator of the Rooks County Historical Society's Frank Walker Museum in Stockton, the Rooks County seat. That third one was a killer one. That was a sad day. Moving on. Maybe we can find some better stuff, but we're having a rough time. May 27, 1991, Dateline Beloit. She married the inventor of basketball, a game that makes big bucks for some players and coaches throughout the nation. But Florence Naismith, who married James Naismith in 1939, died penniless in 1977 without money in her estate for her burial or a tombstone for her grave. This Memorial Day, though, those visiting the Elmwood Cemetery where she is buried will take note of her grave, which after almost 15 years is marked with a headstone. As the eyes of the nation turn to the University of Kansas this March, when the team took its second shot in 4 years at the NCAA championship, KU alumni and friends in this small community banded together to raise money to properly mark Mrs. Naismith's grave. The headstone was laid last week. Well, that's something good. That lady deserves it. That James Naismith created quite a sensation here. Would you agree, Hookie?
I would.
Yes. May 27th, 1941. Health Queen and King for Salina County's community 4-H clubs in 1941 are Doris Johnson of the Saline Valley Club and Wendell Johnson of the Fallen 4-H Club. The healthiest boy and girl will be given a free trip to the annual State 4-H Club Roundup in Manhattan next month, courtesy of the Salina Journal. The two healthiest specimens were picked by physicians from a preliminary group of 50 contestants surviving the semi-final examinations, and the finals completed Monday. And finally, no, not finally, we got two more. May 24th, 1916. 4 carloads of silk under guard and valued at $80,000 passed through Salina today on the Missouri Pacific Railroad. They were part of a rush shipment to New York and were consigned as express to manufacturers in the East. The shipment was received a few days ago in San Francisco and loaded for transportation at once to an Eastern purchaser. Reports that silk thieves plan to interfere with the movement of the silk across the United States caused the railroad company to take extra precaution. The silk was carried in special steel cars. That was some slick fabric. And finally, May 27th, 1891 in the Salina Daily Republican. The City Council met last evening in a special session to decide the question as to whether the electric railway poles should be placed in the center or on the side of the streets. The mayor and all members of the council were present except Councilman Cravens and Godfrey. The matter was discussed at some length with a tie vote among the council. Mayor George cast a deciding vote in favor of the center poles. Well, la-ti-da. Read more about the way things used to be in the look back section of Monday Salina Journal. And you know what? We'll see you yesterday.